A black American woman, Keiona Wilson, traced her husband to his side chick's house. She found his car behind the house and she forced her way into the house, and then fighting ensued between the two of them, the chick and Keiona. And in the process of the fight, or in the course of the fight, the side chick pulled the trigger and killed Keiona. So that is what raised the issue of marital maturity. Marital maturity. Some women are matured to the point of knowing that some men can be very promiscuous, and they take it as part of their life. What they have no issue enduring their husband having a side chick. Some other women will retaliate by going for their own side chick, but that means that the two of them have the same promiscuous mentality, because a woman that is not promiscuous will not retaliate, vice versa. In another maturity sense, a woman may decide that I did not bargain for this and sue for divorce. So one should know the matured way to handle the situation. Women who retaliate by having their own side chicks ended up creating a rift, well, or mutual creation of rift, since the two of them are involved in the same behavior. So, maturity, marital maturity. Your husband is promiscuous. How do you handle it? Your wife is promiscuous. How do you handle it? Can you endure it, or simply avoid sexual relationship with her so that she can concentrate on her promiscuity? I used to have a friend. His wife was promiscuous. He came to find that his wife was promiscuous. But then there were already children between them. So we are Africans in Africa. And so he abandoned her to her room and her children, taking responsibility for the woman and her children in his own house. And he went for another woman and married her, not side chick. So it was up to the woman, the promiscuous woman, to pack out of the house if she wanted, But as for him, he allowed her and her children in the house, but cut off sexual relationship with the woman. That was his own way of handling the situation. Not fighting her, not divorcing her because of her children, which were his children. So, and so I raised this issue of marital maturity. A man pursuing his wife all over the place because of suspicion of her being promiscuous or reality of her being promiscuous. So you now make pursuing your wife part of your life. No, that is not sexual maturity. So whether done by a man or a woman, it's a miserable situation to find oneself. And the consequence has demonstrated itself in the life of Keiona. So you need to, as I said, some women don't have issues with their husband having side chicks, because for them, they came to realize one way or another that men can be more promiscuous than women. But some women can also be very promiscuous than men or than some other men. So the issue of high or low libido is neither here nor there. But the issue is, how do you handle the situation? Your husband is promiscuous or your wife is promiscuous. Is the next thing about pursuing him or her all over the place? No, God forbid. So you make pursuing your wife or your husband your scourge, your obligation, the preoccupation of your life. No. If you cannot take it, divorce him or her. Or as some women will do, whatever happens therefrom, go for their own side chick, but to degenerate to the level of pursuing him or her, no. I mean, it means that you will not have peace of mind in your life. Your life is destabilized because of the attitude and character of your husband or your wife. So ignore the Christian doctrine of one man, one wife, and of life marriage by all means. That once you are married, you are not to divorce or quit the marriage. Since the creation of the world, it has been that if you find that you are incompatible, you leave the marriage, you divorce. It's an international practice and it's practical. Isn't that better than this type of indirect suicide committed by Keiona? Forced their way into the house because she saw the husband's car behind the house, and probably over time she had been suspecting that something was going on with the woman, and probably had been an agreement between the two of them before this final catastrophe. So marital maturity. Educate your daughters. Women, educate yourselves. Men also, Yes, because we have heard, I have read stories about this. All these things are not about Africa or America or Europe. No, 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 no. It's international. Mm? There was a time in this Nigeria, a Lebanese came back and found uh, his wife's side chick inside his house. He shot the woman, his wife, the side chick, and himself. 3 corpses, Lebanese. But as I said, it's not about any ethnic thing. You see, human beings, if you have no opportunity to travel to meet people, read literature. Read literature to know that human beings are human beings, irrespective of the color of our skin. So, let us, and this Christian doctrine of one wife, one man, one wife. Did Abraham, your father in faith, did he have only one wife? He impregnated his housemaid, though we are told with the permission of his wife Sarah. But that means that he did not have only one wife. Forget about the crisis that ensued. Some people have several wives in the same house and running a family of one husband, 10 wives, effectively, with love and charity among the women and the children. Yes, it's happening. Hubert Ogunde, may he rest in perfect peace. He said, well, there can be some petty jealousies, but it's normal part of life, because he was a polygamous person and with many wives and children. So he said, well, you see, now we are a community of love. You cannot rule out some petty jealousies, but that is part of life. As simple as that. Can you count the number of wives and concubines of David? You can't. Go and read it in the Bible. Or to talk of Solomon, to whom God gave 300 wives and 700 concubines, making 1,000. So, it is a big deal if you make it a big deal. That is the maturity I'm talking about. And if you know that your nature cannot take it, divorce. But to be pursuing your wife or your husband, no. You destabilize your life, and your life will never be the same. That's the issue. So maturity, marital maturity is very important. And it also goes for sexual maturity. If you know that you want a man who will be for you alone, and this man is different, leave the marriage. Vice versa. As simple as that. But to make the man the determiner of your joy and peace of mind, God should be the determiner of your life's joy. Should be the source and the determiner, not the other man or the woman, not any human being, but your creator. So, killing the man, we have seen that, the woman allowed him to sleep, and to be deeply asleep, took a knife and slaughtered him. Some others put drug in their drink to be able to kill them easily. Vice versa. It happens it can happen it's an action taken by a man or woman. So it's not limited to one sex. It's both sexes that should be matured and take mature decision, rather than what Keiona did, for instance, and you can see the consequences. And Keiona is just one of many examples that we have experienced in life. husband killing wife because of this issue, wife killing husband because of this issue. Is it worth it? Is that how it should be? Can it not be otherwise? It has been otherwise with many people who take a matured, calculated, and matured approach to issues of infidelity, sexual and marital infidelity. As I say, some women take it for granted that that is how men are. What about men who allow who even encourage their own wives to have side chicks? Sometimes because of money, sometimes because they know that they cannot perform. So what do you think? What you think is so heavy is not heavy for some people. In fact, it's commonplace for some people. So, issue of marital and sexual maturity.